Without a doubt, Rogue is definitely the fan favorite character from Soul Knight. So, most of you have wondered, which ability do I use? They're all very great. Well, I'm here to break that down. This is Dodge versus whatever that thing is.
Iaido.
Dodge versus Iaido. Let's get right into it. Keep in mind that the structure of this video is covering the pros of each ability, since the opposing ability's pros will mean to correspond to this ability's cons. Without further ado, let's get right into it, starting with Dodge. With Dodge Roll, you roll in front of you and pass it through all enemy bullets while having a temporary increase to your critical strike chance. This is also the starting ability of Rogue. The first role of Dodge is that it has better position control and position prediction. Unlike Iaido, where you just charge at an enemy, Dodge Roll actually is controlled by your movement joystick. It will not get affected by the enemies in front of you or beside you, so you can focus yourself on dodging enemy bullets. This also means that Dodge has a set range, unlike Iaido, where you just stop when your range reaches maximum or you just hit an enemy. Skillful players will know where they will land before they even start rolling. Memorizing the roll pattern helps you to avoid a lot of lethal attacks. And the roll range is pretty decent to help you avoid a lot of bullet clouds. The second pro of Dodge is that it has way longer invincibility frames. It's about 10 times or 20 times longer than Iaido, since Iaido executes on the first and second frame. Just a few more frames of invincibility can help you survive for way longer than you would actually expect you to have. This also means higher error rate. When you're in badass mode or boss rush or even the origins game mode, invincibility frames becomes much more important than just in normal games. Yeah, I know you can clear out bullets with Iaido, but still, longer invincibility frames can help you navigate through bombs and other stuff like unclearable long tail bullets, or even lasers, since they're very deadly. The third pro only applies when you have it maxed out, which is it has large benefits to certain weapons, and the benefits is absolutely insane. If you get your crits timed right, even white weapons becomes absolute terror for the enemy team. Still, the award for most benefits still goes to elemental weapons, which you can basically land the effect every single time if you timed it right. Or burst weapons and sniper rifles, like the one I'm just using in the video. It can create chaos and it will just keep piercing and piercing and piercing and it will never go away. Not counting, it has a solid half a second of increased crit rate. That means it adds certain benefits to some SMGs or some ARs too. Pair it up with crit pierce, oh my god, weapons just become the most fun to play around with. Definitely a solid pro on Dodge's side. The fourth one is quite dependent too, but it's very, very good. Is that it has better statue synchronization. We all know the iconic duel, right? Assassin statue with Rogue's ability absolutely shreds. When you're using Iaido, you just want to go in and slash 4 times in a row, but that won't get the most out of your statues, since your statues need time to charge up. And when you stack up 4 Iaido, it doesn't even work like that. So, with the power of statues on the side, Dodge is pretty powerful. Its timing is really great and it matches well with multiple statues. The fifth pro is sort of a stretch, but not really. It's absolutely the cheapest ability in the entire game. And Iaido costs real money, real life money. Who would spend money on a casual auto-aim God-Veal minigame? Totally not me. I totally didn't buy Iaido and freestyle. Now we've covered all the pros of Dodge, now it's time to head on to Iaido. Iaido allows you to dash in front of you and damaging all enemies and clearing all bullets on the way. Iaido is actually a word for a really menacing Japanese art. You didn't know that? Nobody told you. Iaido costs $199, and if you max it out, it actually increases the number of charges from 3 to 4. The first pro of Iaido is that it has massive short-time burst potential. Counting if you burst 4 strikes instantly, that is a total of 32 damage you can unleash on multiple enemies. This ability allows you to one-shot floor 1 mobs and 2-shot most floor 2 mobs. Then with the remaining charges, you can charge to other enemies or clear their bullets out. This allows you to clear early game and mid game's rooms insanely quick. Paired up with decent AR weapons or melee weapons, you can deal massive damage to anyone who's caught in your range. The second pro of it is it has bullet clearing. That means when you dashes forward and hit a bullet, that bullet will be cancelled just like when you hit it with a melee attack. What skillful players like to do is to charge in front of you and then retreat with that same path where all the bullets has been cancelled. This way you can keep yourself from the harm of multiple common bullet screens. This sorta makes up for its low invincibility frames, but it isn't sometimes. The third pro of Iaido is that it is stackable, and this is very essential. This allows you to control your DPS burst and movement very conveniently. For example, you can not use any charges and wait for bullet screens to come around and clear those bullets, or you can use 1 or 2 charges for damage and save 1 or 2 up when the bullet comes. This allows you to change from burst to full chicken in just a matter of seconds, and it depends on your playstyle. It even gets buffed by the combo hit buff, which is sort of a very sacred buff. I should not say that, but that buff is only useful when using Rogue's ability, I might add. If you're skillful enough, you can actually complete badass mode with just Rogue's Iaido ability, and it's actually not that hard. The fourth buff of Iaido is that it has a much higher velocity and adds more to your mobility. Ever got tired of walking those little hallways between levels? Well, with one dash, you could be at the other end in about a millisecond. I know it's not really that useful mid-level since you just straight up charge into an enemy, which you don't always want, but those velocity mid-level really got the attention of speedrunners. Since you can actually stack these abilities, it doesn't hurt just to use one charge mid-level. The fifth pro of Iaido is that it is able to be buffed by way more buffs than you can actually think of. You can add 1 more charge with combo hit buff. You can even add a little width with the melee range buff. You can either speed up to cool down a little or deflect bullets. There is a lot of buffs that can actually make this a better skill, which kind of compensates for Dodge's ability to pair up with statues. The final pro of Iaido is that I think it's got way better cosmetics and effects, and it's got a strong hit feel. I mean, except for Nightingale, who else has a dodge ability effect? Like Jesus. But with Iaido, even the squirrel has a super cool charge effect. Cosmetics is a giant part of the gameplay itself, so I would rather say this is a pro than say this is probably useless. Also, it's super satisfying just to charge into enemies, dashes in front of them, and kill them without mercy. That is very cool. That's, in my opinion, all the pros of Iaido. Now it's the time you've all been waiting for. Which is better, Dodge or Iaido? Keep in mind that this is just my opinion. If you have other opinions, please say it on the comment section down below. Now let's get to the big moment. I think overall, Dodge is better than Iaido. I know that some kid already in the comment section down below has typed, no, Iaido is much better than dodge, but hear me out. Dodge is so valuable. The DPS it adds to your weapon and the protectivity of dodge is just way better than the burst potential and the mobility of Iaido. This means it's much easier to complete badass mode or get high ranks on the Origins game mode than using Iaido. This isn't saying that Iaido is bad and you should not buy it. Iaido is so much fun. If you're looking to complete games and have high records, please use dodge. But if you're just having fun, and Iaido is the perfect ability to have the most fun in Soul Knight. Iaido is absolutely worth every single penny you spend on it. But if you want to complete more games and do more challenges, dodge is better. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to leave a fat like on this video and comment on the comment section down below and say what versus video you want to see next. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Goodbye.